Hello, everyone. I did this story prior, but I'm doing it as a reminder and plus the update. All right. I always like starting it out, especially when it's concerning kids, to read one or two Bible scriptures. Matthew 18, verse 6. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones, which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, that he were drowned in the depths of the sea. And in Matthew 18:10, take heed that ye despise not one of these little ones, for I say unto you, that in heaven their angels do always behold the face of my Father which is in heaven. The copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. All right, I'm going to share my screen so that I'm going to take my now. Now we'll make it blur. All right, thank you for watching. This is a very important story. Somebody, a mom found her 3-month-old son dead at an illegally run daycare at the Havana Lexington Apartments in Nashville, Tennessee. This was by Maria Silic. Nashville, Tennessee. A mom found her 3-month-old son dead at a daycare center in daycare in Bellevue apartment complex. WSMV4 confirmed the woman was running it illegally. Metro Nashville Police Department say the death happened Monday afternoon. This was in April. The apartment was a daycare run by a woman who was found hours later at Harpeth River State Park with self-inflicted wounds. Sources tell WSMV4 51-year-old Ann C. Jordan operated the daycare illegally. She didn't have a license and was caring for 7 kids that were not her own. All right. A legal Bellevue daycare owner writes account after 3-month-old baby dies under her watch. Woman accused of running a legal daycare where her 3-month-old died shared her account of what happened on social media. I'm going to go ahead and let me put it where you'll be able to listen to the video. Listen to it. I'm going to change the settings. You will not be able to hear me. So just
When I served, my work was critical, and I don't feel like that's the case anymore.
It got so bad that I was even thinking about suicide.
Whatever you're dealing with, call the Veterans Crisis Line.
Woman running an illegal daycare in Bellevue is sharing her account of what happened. This is after the 3-month-old baby died under her watch. This was last month, and Metro Police say she also left 6 other kids alone for hours. Our Marissa Sulik has been on this story since the beginning. You actually found her side of the story in a Facebook post. Tell us what you found.
Yeah, that's right, Lauren. And that Facebook post was shared to me from a former friend of hers. And this is a pattern we continue to see from Ann Jordan. Now that she's been discharged from Vanderbilt University Medical Center, she continues to make Facebook posts about what happened. Now, the latest comes from this post on her Facebook profile, Ann Elizabeth. And she said she checked the babies that day every every 20 minutes during naps and put a finger under each nose to make sure they were breathing. She says at one point she had to give the 3-month-old baby CPR and claims she put the other babies in a safe place knowing 2 parents would be there in 20 minutes. Now, according to police, we know that she fled that apartment.
Yeah, we know that she fled the scene. She fled the apartment after that. She did not even try to call people, the 911, when she could not get the baby breathing. Instead, she left after trying to commit suicide. Hello, Jackie. How are you? It's good to see you too. And let me get past this now. So now, the latest news. This was June the 29th, 2023. She has been arrested after all this time. They finally arrested her. I'm not sure why they took till now to arrest her because she had all that. There were 6 other kids, I believe, in that apartment under the age of 16 months. Ann C. Jordan, 51, is in custody on 6 counts of child neglect in relation to the April 10th incident in which a 3-month-old boy died and 6 other young children were left unattended inside her West Nashville apartment where she was operating the daycare illegally. I'm doing pretty good, thank you. I just got back home. I had been in Alabama for several days, and of course, I didn't take this laptop with me, and I was just busy. I got a friend that fell, and he's in the hospital, so I went down there to do some things to help him out. Jordan was not at the apartment when the deceased infant and the 6 other children, ranging in age up to 16 months, were found by the deceased mother and another parent. The 6 children were determined to be in good health. Medical staff at Vanderbilt Children's Hospital reported that the deceased child did not have any obvious signs of traumatic injury or medical issues. The investigation into the death remains open and with final autopsy and toxicology results pending. Jordan was arrested Thursday afternoon in Hickman County at the request of MNPD detectives. She was returned to Nashville tonight. This investigation is being led by Youth Services Detective Chris Beery. Here she is right here. Here's the lady. I had seen before too. You remember when I had showed it before? I showed the video of a neighbor saying how the parents also were attended. There were 6 police cars out there, and then saw people just running up the steps hurriedly, sometimes missing 1 or 2 steps, trying to get up there to their youngster to hoping that their child was okay. Can you imagine the nightmare that these parents had to go through? It's horrendous. Yeah, it is. And if it turns out, depends on the toxicology reports and stuff, the autopsy reports, she might be charged with the murder of that 3-month-old. We don't know yet. But the fact is, she abandoned all 7 babies. Well, the dead child, too. She abandoned them, just left them. And I guess she knew she would be arrested for not um, having a license and having that many kids there. Can you imagine the noise when all the babies would be crying at one time and everything? But let's hope and pray she didn't give that child anything. She either had to work or something, and so she needed a babysitter for the child. And she went up over to the apartment to get her child, and there was nobody there, but there was 7 babies. And then she found her own child lying in the bed, deceased. 3-month-old child. And I think I had read somewhere that this was her first day, the baby's first day at that babysitter's. So can you imagine the heartache from all this? Yeah, like there's others. There's 4 days ago where they said could face additional charges following an investigation into the infant son's death. What did Ann Jordan do? And there's Sportskeeda. It's got a lot of different stories in here. But she abandoned one of the other kids. Something could have happened to them while she was gone too. And all of a sudden they died too, because of not taking care of the child. 'Cause some of them could have it had crib death or anything like that, and all these parents, trusted this lady to take care of them. It's a shame right here. I'm gonna see what Newsweek has to say, see if it's got other um there's a Getty file photo of San Mateo County Sheriff popped up putting a police tape at a crime scene. That's in California. Sorry. So she is finally arrested for abandoning all those kids. So she was arrested for 6 counts of child neglect right there. Let's see if it's got anything down here. I don't see anything here. But this one right here is from Nashville.gov. But 6 counts of child neglect, and I think she needs to be arrested for 7 counts if there were 7 babies, even though the child was deceased, because even though she did CPR, she did not call 911. Instead, she tried to kill herself and then run off into the woods, and some hunters or something like that found her. Let's see. We've seen that at okay, let's see. There's where somebody we're gonna give them credit where credit's due. Said, what did Ann Jordan do? Nashville woman charged a 3-month-old boy found dead in an at-home daycare center, modified July the 3rd. Just to say, yeah, she looks like she's a baby, but Angela now 3 months young. The other 6 kids were still under 16 months old. Metro Nashville Police Department reported that the incident took place on April the 10th, 2023, at Ann's residence in Bellevue, where she ran an unlicensed at-home daycare. And then she was found by authorities with self-inflicted wounds. WKRN reported him, and said WSMV reported Tennessee's Department of Human Services mentioned that on the afternoon of April the 10th, mother of the 3-month-old, along with another parent who came to pick up their child, found the door of Ann's apartment unlocked. According to the report, WSMV documents by the Tennessee Department of Human Services state that the parents entered the apartment and discovered the infant dead and cold to the touch on the bed. News Channel 5 Nashville reported that authorities found items that one would have in a daycare, including multiple cribs and a living room made into a playpen inside the apartment of Van Jordan, also known as Annie Clark. Although she did not have any kind of license or authorization to operate one. Wow. And since according to a report by WKRN TV, Annie was apprehended on the afternoon of June the 30th, 2023 in Hickman County and was brought back to Nashville on the same night. Had to click that off right there. And then there's where she made the Facebook post after the death of the 3-month-old. Here is, hi, I don't know if it's the right time or to surface or not, but after opening up Messenger and IG the other day, I felt compelled to do this sooner than I expected. It's hard losing your career you worked so hard to build and took such pride in, and it's hard to start over at 5. I'm sorry for the worry I've caused folks. Well, hard losing your career, excuse me, you were unlicensed. Now, I might say kudos to you if you were licensed, okay? You're harder working at getting your license. I would say kudos. I'm not feeling sorry for you losing your career when you didn't really go have the career legally. Criminal defense attorney David Rabin told WSMV4 that it's not smart to post on Facebook while being under investigation for possible homicide. But I thought too. David also mentioned that Ann is not yet charged for the deceased infant as the autopsy reports are pending and a wrongful charge would weaken the case. Oh, that's what's not charged with anything um, for the baby. You know what I'm saying? For the dead one. Now we understand why. It'd be terrible if they charge a person with homicide, turn out for sudden infant death syndrome or something like that. It could contaminate the entire case. According to the report by WLVT, parents of the deceased boy are cooperating with Metro Police and the District Attorney's Office in the investigation, and an eviction Hearing filed for Ann Jordan's apartment complex is scheduled for June the 4th, 2023. So she's getting evicted also, but she already moved to Hickman County. That's where they got her and brought her back. I'm going to replay this video on this, so I need to change the settings, the audio, so you can't hear me again.
New tonight, a disturbing story to tell you about. An infant dies under his caregiver's watch, but she was not home. Monday afternoon, hikers in Harpeth River State Park found 51-year-old Ann Jordan with apparent self-inflicted cuts on her arms. She was flown to a hospital in Nashville. The infant's mother found him inside the caregiver's West Nashville apartment. There were 6 other children there at the time, all under the age of 16 months. They were all okay. Medical experts at Vanderbilt did not find any obvious signs of injury or medical issues on that young boy. Metro detectives are hoping to interview Jordan soon. This is a very active investigation.
A horrific case. A 3-month-old little boy found dead inside a West Nashville apartment operating as a daycare. Tonight, we're learning more about what happened. Welcome to News 2 at 4. I'm Mark Kelly. Andy Cordan has been investigating and joins us with the very latest. Andy?
Hey there, Mark. A 3-month-old died. The cause, well, it's still not known. Now, 6 other children were found alive, but they were unattended in this small Bellevue apartment, which was operating as a non-licensed daycare.
Friday morning, flowers are found outside apartment 1509, a memorial to the tragedy that took place behind this door. According to Metro Police, it's here on April 10th that a 3-month-old little boy is found unresponsive. He will later be pronounced dead at the hospital. The baby's cause of death is still unknown, pending a toxicology report. According to investigators, 6 other babies, ranging in ages from 2 months to a year and a half old, are also found here alone. Thankfully, they are alive.
Sources close to the investigation tell me that on April 10th, around 3:26 p.m., 2 parents, after making multiple text messages that were not responded by Ann C. Jordan, finally came to apartment 1509. This is where the daycare was run. The mother of the 3-month-old who passed away and another father of another child made entry. I am told by sources they found 7 children inside the apartment, some in the front room, some in the back room. The children had dirty diapers. When they went and found the 3-month-old, the child was on the bed. It was unresponsive. Apparently, they called 911 and began CPR.
According to Metro Police, hours later, hikers will find the children's babysitter, Ann C. Jordan, at a state park in Cheatham County. Metro Police now confirmed to News 2, investigators have interviewed the 51-year-old at the hospital. The unlicensed daycare operator reportedly said she had put the 3-month-old down for a nap. 20 minutes later, she finds the child non-responsive. Jordan will tell police that she attempts CPR. When that fails, rather than call 911, she leaves the apartment, later attempting suicide at a state park in Cheatham County, some 20 miles away. Police say she left the apartment around 2 p.m., which is about 90 minutes before the parents arrive and make their terrible discovery.
And a source tells me that nothing of consequence was found in Jordan's car at that state park. There was no written note, just some medication. So far, Ann Jordan is not under arrest, but Metro Police do tell me that they will be actively discussing this case with the DA's office throughout the coming weeks. Back to you.
All right, Andy. Thanks so much.
Okay. Can y'all hear me? Yes, you can. Hey, Cash, good to see you too. Thank you for being here also, Jackie. We know now that she did has been arrested now. They update that she has been arrested. But not for this child yet because they don't put any kind of charges on her because they said it would weigh against any kind of when she goes to have the charges after the autopsy and toxicology reports come in. This is the lady right here. And then she was trying to make people feel sorry for her, say, I lost my career and how am I gonna come back from that? Well, she was unlicensed, you know. To get that job, most people who have a career actually go to college and they actually get degrees for their things. But now she had been charged with um, here. Sorry. She had been apprehended and charged with 6 counts of child neglect after a 3-month-old boy was found dead along with 6 other young children who were all left unattended. So this is all bad. And did you hear a few minutes ago that the youngest was 2 months old? There were 2-month old, a 3-month old, and then there was gosh, 5 other kids, all under the age of 16 months. I'm wondering if these parents knew that she was unlicensed. Y'all know what I'm saying? And I know at times she even had help, and I was wondering where her help was. And you think about what that long them kids were unattended, they could have choked, which young babies a lot of times do. You cannot leave young children that young unattended. Yes, it does. It's evil, for her not to go ahead. And I don't think she would have got, if she would have just stayed with the kids and she called 911, yeah, she would have lost her job. And she needs to be arrested also for illegally operating a daycare center. That hasn't been charged against her yet. So for her not to call 911, she needs a charge, even if it was not her fault. Um, she still needs to be charged because she didn't call 911. It made me wonder also whether or not she really regularly checked on them every 20 minutes as she claimed she did. We don't know that. That's just her, what she's saying. I would have, it's kind of weird that all children are asleep at the same time and everything, too. Oh, yeah, that is sad, Cash. It is sad. And I see people that would treat their dogs better than their own kids, too. They'll baby their dog, and then a child comes up and say, "Can I have a hug?" or "Can I hold? Can Can you hold me?" Like about even 2-year old. No, go on, get lost, go watch TV, something like that. Watch kissing on the dog. You want more pets? You want more pets? But then does nothing to try to soothe the little child that wants a little bit of attention. Also, I see that all the time on videos and stuff, and then people say, "Get on out of here." I visited some people and saw that, and then I would put out my arms and I would hold them, if I was there. Yeah. And to the little child, you know what it's telling that child? That I'm not more important than an animal. Mama loves that animal. She don't love me. She don't love me. She don't care about me. That's what it's saying. Now, at times when I was cooking on had something cooking on the stove, I didn't pick up my kids when they wanted me to. I didn't want them to get burnt. So I would step away from the oven and go give them something to do, like colored book and crayons. I get their minds occupied, and then I get back to the kitchen and cook. How I took care of that, so they had attention, but they needed something to preoccupy themselves, and a lot of times electronics and TV is what occupies kids, and that's sad. I mean, when we were growing up, we got to go outside and play a lot of times, and nowadays you can't even let your child go outside and play alone because of all these predators out there. Because you, no, that's funny, Cash. Funny. I like that. Yeah, kids can be damaged in so many different ways, and also, even if you're giving the child attention, think about the manner in which you talk to them. Are you talking to them and rolling your eyes when you're talking to them? Are you talking to them like, yeah, I'm interested in what you got to say. I'm interested, in what the problem is. And sometimes I hear parents go, "What now?" You know what I'm saying? What do you want now? I get tired of hearing that too a lot of times. All right, I want to thank y'all for coming. And somebody had asked me before to keep everybody updated, and got to take that verse down a while ago. I'm being a knobhead. And thank y'all for being here, and I hope to see y'all soon again. And God bless the people that leave, and even if you don't, my thoughts are with you.